What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, June 7th. It's 10:09 a.m. and this is the crypto market update. So we're going to dive right into it. So we got the bond yields right now, and basically they're holding support on the 3-day EMA ribbon, and we still have that trend line coming down. So we're still watching that. And then also the 786 from this high down to this low, we have sitting at 3.9%. So that's what we got our eyes on for the levels to the upside. We don't want to break above there. We want to get rejected at 3.9%. And then ultimately we want to come and break this low to high right there, right at this 786 at 3.385%. Those are our kind of key resistance and support levels. We're just going to range back and forth between them until one of them breaks. But right now we do have the momentum on the 3-day chart headed down for the stock RSI. The TSI is poking above the zero line. So we're going to have to see over these coming days how the stock RSI reacts. If it crosses up here, then we could see a pump up and a retest of the 3.9%. All right, so now let's go into the dollar, because the dollar today is rolling over. If we go and put the 786 on from this low to the high here, we have the 786 in around 103.612, and that coincides with that resistance got above, we came back down to it. So we need a break below 103.62. And we keep getting rejected from the 786 to the upside. We had a high down to this low here. We got rejected at the 786. Then we had this high down to that low on a micro level, got rejected by that 786. And then we even had this high down to this low here, very, very micro level, getting rejected by the 786. So the 786 is so key. And let me drag that down. Yeah, right to the 786, rejected, came right down. And then also too, if we look at the breakdown extension levels, yeah, so that the 2618 breakdown extension is coinciding with the 786 medium term set right there. So 786 breakdown extension 2618. So yeah, definitely 103.60 is a critical area for us to break down below. Then ultimately 103.15. because that will bring us down to the 200 moving average, and we'll see the EMA ribbon flip from green to red. If that's the case, we want to get down to those levels. So now let's go to the 1-day chart real quick, see how that's shaping up. We do have the momentum heading down here on the stock RSI, and the TSI right now is crossing down, but we could pull back up real quick. So it looks a little similar to here, where we could pull back up, low fake out, and then ultimately we go down, because we could be at this phase. So just a couple more days, and then the dollar actually really rolls over. So we'll see how that pans out. But we could very well just keep kind of nosediving here with the momentum, which will be a result of the dollar rolling over. And right now we're testing that 200 moving average. We definitely want to break down below it. And that breaking down from the 786 will get us there. And then likely we'll come down, retest that 50 moving average around 102.5, which is another critical area of support. When we broke down below, rejected, got above, came down to its support, then rejected, got above. So yeah, we want to come down to this level and see how we react at it. If we look at the 2-day chart, we're starting to see the stock RSI roll over. If we go to the 3-day, we just got across, but we need to cross down below the 80 line. And right now we're flirting with the zero line and the TSI. So we want to get rejected here. So let's go to the stock market. We have the 1-day chart. For the stock market, we have this trend line coming up. We could pull back down, test this trend line and the EMA ribbon as support. That wouldn't be out of the realms of kind of out of nowhere. So if we go to the 3-day chart, yeah, we're still heading up in the momentum. If we do pull down, then I would love to see US NASDAQ 100 hold 13.5K, because we have that 200 moving. Yeah, the 200 moving average sitting right there as support. And that was a critical area where this high was here. So I wouldn't want to see us break down below that, because then we'd come down to 12.5K. And then it's getting a little kind of scary at that moment, because we could have an event that brings us to a capitulation moment. So definitely want to see us hold the 13.5 if we pull down. So gold right now, it's holding its own up. We are on the 3-day chart, still hanging at that 1965. We go to the 1-day chart. Yeah, so we're holding 1940 as some nice support right now. We are running into a little resistance at this EMA ribbon, but to me, it seems like we're actually almost ready to start gearing up for gold, because we had a little pull down below the EMA ribbon, came down once, pull down below the EMA ribbon, came down once, and we go up, get rejected by it, come back down. Then we go up once, get rejected by it, come back down. And then now we're going to start to probably roll up here, especially with the momentum starting to go up. And then we'll get the 1 day buy now signal, which called the bottom last time. So that's what I'm seeing as far as gold goes. If we go to Bitcoin right now, let's go to a 3-hour chart. We're coming down to test some key levels again. So we want to hold 26.5K as support. From this pump up, we have to give back a little to gain back juice. So I really want to see us hold 26.5K as support if we do keep pulling down. And we really need to see on the 3-hour chart, the TSI get above the 0 line and start heading vertical like this. We're at it right now and we've stalled. We need to see it kind of roll up like that, and that will get us out of the trenches here. And we got the 3-hour buy now already. If we go to the 6-hour chart, we got a 6-hour buy now. And yeah, so it's likely we're coming down to fill this wick, touch these support levels again. So anywhere from 26.5 to 26.3, definitely need to hold that support. And we need to see the momentum start to curl up again, because right now the 6-hour is rolling over and the TSI is still below the 0 line. So we need to come and kick up here. If I go to the 1 day chart, actually, let me go to the 3-day chart, because we're like squeezed right now. We're in a squeeze where we had the 50 moving average. We came right down to it, acted as support, bounced right up to the 200 moving average, and we're squeezing tight right now. So if we were to kind of extend this out and extend that out, we have literally to the end of June for this. It could coil up tight right here to the end of June. And then, but it's got to make a decision. But I would expect we'd see a move in the next couple of days here as far as the price action goes and the events that's been going on in the news and everything like that. But as soon as we break up above 27.5K, I feel like we're going to rip. We have this trend line coming down like that. We came up to it last night, got rejected. But if we cleanly get above 27.5K and we have a daily candle body close above it, even a 3-day candle body close above it, I would love in a day and 10 hours, this 3-day candle to get back above, because we will immediately rip back up to 30K. And that, because we have the 200 simple moving average coming down right there as well. And that will coincide with the tops over here. So it will coincide with that. So that's what I'm watching as far as that goes. If we do break down from those lows, 26.7, 26.5, no, I'm sorry, 25.5 that we called the other day, then some key retracements levels to the downside would be like 24.6K and then 23.5K. And I don't think we'd go anything lower than that unless we really come down to the 786 around 21.6K. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin futures chart because it's been a bit. Let's see if we have any gaps we got to fill. So we already filled one gap over here. We have yet to fill this gap here around 29 to 29.5K. And also we have that big kahuna gap down here. So that is still a concern in my book. But ultimately around that time, it was like kind of like a black swan turned a golden swan moment. So we don't necessarily need to come down to it, although it's still on my mind. On the 12-hour chart on the Bitcoin futures, we're actually calling up tight here as well too. Let me see if that's on the normal chart. Yeah, 12-hour chart calling up tight. So we broke below the 200 moving average, came right back up to reclaim it. And that's why that level I outlined is so important as well too, around 26.55K, because we have all these areas of resistance right here and then support across the board. But then we have the 200 moving average sitting there. And we have the 12-hour prepare to buy soon as well too. I want to see us hold 26.5K and then start to rip back up again. And then we can get that 12-hour buy now signal. And that would be pretty solid because that would, usually it's calling every local bottom. Right now we're kind of close to crossing up. Like we're doing something like this where we're at the moment where it's trying to decide if it's going to roll back over or just cross up and rip up. I think it's going to cross up and rip up. And if what happens on the left happens on the right, we have this little inverse head and shoulders action to bring us up. So that's what I'm seeing as far as that goes. I think we are about to see a catalyst or a news event that will kind of bring this up out of the woods here. And on the 1-day chart, we came down to touch the 200 moving average, very close to it. So so there's a lot of things lining up right now, but we do have the EMA ribbon flip red right now. So we definitely need to get above that 27.5K. So that's what I'm watching there. And we want to see the 1-day TSI get above the zero line and the stock RSI cross up. So now let's go to XRP. So XRP right now has a 1-day sell warning. It has a 1-day sell warning. We already got the 12-hour sell now, but we got the 1-day sell warning. And we actually came back up to retest the 786 zone again. So we got into the zone. We were so close to breaking above it. It was literally that wick right there. And then we couldn't hold in the zone. So we slammed down, of course, with the news as well too, came right back up to it yesterday or last night, got rejected. And right now we're out of the zone. So definitely need to get back above the 53.5 cents. It's critical to get above that level. So then if I go to the 6-hour chart, it's also critical to hold this level as support, which is 52.5K, 52.5 cents, because we had this area rejection, Then we got above here, held as support. We held it as support with the wick here as well too. So if we do pull down, I want to see XRP hold 52.5 cents. Then ultimately we have this area, the 786 from this low to this high here. We have 50.5220 as well too. So 52.5 cents to 0.5220, definitely want to see hold as support right there. And that coincides with this area that we managed to get above. It acted as resistance for a bit. And then when we got above it, we started to rip up. So that's the area where we want to hold. And then if we're on the 4-hour chart, you can see it clearly as well too. So then let's go to a weekly chart. Yeah, and you can see the 786 right there. And let's put a trend line going. So we have this trend line coming up. That sell-off that we had the other day came right down to touch the trend line with that wick. So if I go back out to the 1-week chart, came right back down to it, touch it with the wick. So as long as we're riding this trend line up still, we're all good. But if we break that trend line and we get that 1-day sell now flash, we'll take a little bit off the table, have it roll back over, and then buy a little bit cheaper. But right now, if we can see the 1-week candle close the body where it's at right now, above 52.5 cents, that'll be beautiful, because look at back here. We couldn't close the weekly body above this level. We had a fake out right here. But if we can hold above and then have the next candle break above that fib zone, then we're golden. We're golden. And then, so I drew a couple other things here, but I'm going to save that for a deep dive XRP technical analysis video for later today. So definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I'll release that later today and kind of what I'm seeing as far as patterns and kind of big picture look stuff. So that's what I'm seeing today, guys. We might pull back down today, kind of scare everybody again. Maybe we'll get another news event, but ultimately I do believe that we'll be finding a bottom again pretty soon here. So right now we're at that 26.5K. So definitely need to hold there as support. So I'll dish this video out to you guys so you guys know the levels to watch. And then I will see you guys in the Discord.